Welcome back to this dedicated space for your daily practice with A Course in Miracles in Practice.
This space of peace and learning.
Take a deep breath. Let go of the day's distractions. And join us as we step into a space dedicated to exploring the transformative power of A Course in Miracles.
Welcome. Today we're diving into A Course in Miracles, taking a closer look at Lesson 128.
Yes, and specifically, how this particular lesson, the world I see has nothing that I want.
Let's start, as we often do, by just reading the lesson itself.
Okay, Lesson 128. The world I see has nothing that I want. The world you see has nothing that you need to offer you, nothing that you can use in any way, or anything at all that serves to give you joy.
Believe this thought, and you are saved from years of misery, from countless disappointments, and from hopes that turn to bitter ashes of despair.
No one but must accept this thought as true if he would leave this world behind and soar beyond its petty scope in little ways.
Each thing you value here is but a chain that binds you to the world, and it will serve no other end but this.
For everything must serve the purpose you have given it until you see a different purpose there.
The only purpose worthy of your mind this world contains is that you pass it by, without delaying to perceive some hope where there is none.
O be you deceived no more.
The world you see has nothing that you want.
Escape today the chains you place upon your mind when you perceive salvation here.
For what you value, you make part of you as you perceive yourself.
All things you seek to make your value greater in your sight limit you further. Hide your worth from you and add another bar across the door that leads to true awareness of yourself.
Let nothing that relates to body thoughts delay your progress to salvation, nor permit temptation to believe the world has anything you want to hold you back.
Nothing is here to cherish.
Nothing here is worth one instant of delay and pain, one moment of uncertainty and doubt.
The worthless offers nothing.
Certainty of worth cannot be found in worthlessness.
Today we practice letting go all thought of values we have given to the world.
We leave it free of purposes we gave its aspects and its phases and its dreams.
We hold it purposeless within our minds and loosen it from all we wish it were.
Thus do we lift the chains that bar the door to freedom from the world and go beyond all little values and diminished aims.
Peace, and be still a little while and see how far you rise above the world when you release your mind from chains and let it seek the level where it finds itself at home.
It will be grateful to be free a while,
It knows where it belongs.
but free its wings, and it will fly in sureness and in joy to join its holy purpose.
Let it rest in its creator, there to be restored to sanity, to freedom, and to love.
Give it 10 minutes rest 3 times today.
And when your eyes are opened afterwards, you will not value anything you see as much as when you looked at it before.
Your whole perspective on the world will shift by just a little every time you let your mind escape its chains.
The world is not where it belongs.
And you belong where it would be and where it goes to rest when you release it from the world.
Your guide is sure.
Open your mind to him.
Be still and rest.
Protect your mind throughout the day as well.
And when you think you see some value in an aspect or an image of the world, refuse to lay this chain upon your mind and tell yourself with quiet certainty.
This will not tempt me to delay myself.
Oh, the world I see has nothing that I want.
Okay, so now let's talk about this.
It makes you immediately question, well, what about everything I do seem to want or need out here?
Yeah, like connection or beauty or just, food and shelter, basic things. How does that square with this lesson?
Right. And the key is that it's not saying abandon the world. You don't need to run off to a cave. It's about reinterpreting what the world is and what it can actually offer for real lasting happiness.
It's aimed at the ego's version of the world.
The world seen through the ego,
Yep.
the lens of separation, competition, scarcity, suffering. That world, the lesson says, offers nothing of true, enduring value. So anything the ego offers is inherently temporary, right? It's designed to keep you looking outside yourself, leading to those bitter ashes of despair it mentions.
Okay, that distinction is crucial. The physical world versus the ego's perception of it.
Yes.
So if the ego's world is bankrupt, how are we supposed to engage with the world then? What's the guidance?
Well, the Course suggests that as our minds heal, as we start seeing through love and forgiveness instead of fear, the world itself actually transforms in our experience.
The physical stuff doesn't change, but our view of it does.
Precisely. It becomes a classroom, a place where we can actively practice forgiveness, extend love, learn our lessons. The function changes, even if the form looks the same.
Like repurposing our room, as you said. So we're still living here, but the goal isn't to get stuff or validation from the world anymore.
Right. The advice is sort of Live in the world, but don't make it your home. Your function becomes different. It's about bringing your inner peace, that love and forgiveness to the world, not trying to squeeze happiness out of it. You become like a conduit for peace, not a seeker of temporary fixes out there.
And this must change how we see, well, everything, including our own bodies.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
The body stops being who you are and becomes more of a communication device, a tool for learning and teaching love.
Yeah.
And the world itself, it starts looking more neutral.
Less charged with our desires and fears.
Exactly. And eventually, seen through what the Course calls Christ's vision or the Holy Spirit's perception, it can even seem holy, a reflection of divine love, not a source of temptation or pain.
Okay, but this brings up something I wrestle with sometimes. What about appreciating beauty? You know, a stunning sunset, music, art. Does this lesson mean we're supposed to just dismiss all that?
The Course isn't asking us to become numb or deny beauty. Not at all.
So what's the distinction?
It's about understanding where that beauty truly comes from. Is the beauty in the sunset itself, or is the sunset reflecting a beauty, a peace, a love that's actually within us?
Ah, so the external thing is like a mirror.
Sort of, yeah. A symbol. We can appreciate the symbol, enjoy it deeply, but without thinking it is the source of our joy or fulfillment. We don't need to grasp onto it or make it define our happiness.
So enjoy the flower, but don't try to build your identity around having the best flowers.
Something like that.
Right.
Appreciate it as a reminder of the unfading beauty and love that's our true nature, our inheritance from God, not as a substitute for it.
That feels lighter. So let's take that sunset example. How would you actually apply this perspective in that moment, sitting on the beach?
Okay, so the Course might suggest a few things. First, just be fully present. Let go of that urge to cling, to capture it forever, or even to think, this makes me happy. Just be there.
Of the grasping.
Right. Then, consciously see it as a symbol. Recognize that the peace or awe you feel isn't caused by the colors in the sky, but reflected by them. It's mirroring something inside.
Okay.
Next, maybe mentally offer the moment to the Holy Spirit. Ask to see through that higher perspective, see the reflection of inner light.
And then allow gratitude.
Yes, gratitude can naturally arise, but it's gratitude without attachment, joy without depending on that specific fleeting image for your well-being.
And what about, you know, if other thoughts pop up, like wishing someone else was there or sadness it's ending?
That's the last step, really. Use it as practice. Practice forgiveness and peace. If those ego thoughts arise, the lack thoughts, the sadness, just gently notice them and let them go. Choose peace instead. Don't let them chain you back to the ego's world.
It sounds like a very active, conscious way of experiencing something beautiful.
It turns appreciation into a spiritual practice.
Can you think of a small moment, maybe even today, where this principle kind of popped up for you?
Yeah, actually. Earlier, I was getting really snagged on some slow internet. You know, the usual frustration, feeling like time's ticking away.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Right. And then the lesson came to mind. The world I see has nothing that I want. And it just clicked. My peace doesn't depend on download speeds. The slow internet was just a thing happening. It wasn't making me frustrated. I could choose to just pause, breathe, instead of getting worked up.
That's a perfect everyday example. It takes the charge out of it.
It really does. How about you? Anything come up?
For me, it was browsing online earlier. Saw something I felt a real pull towards, that little, ooh, I want that feeling. And the lesson surfaced. I asked myself, okay, what am I really looking for here? Is it this object or is it a feeling? And I realized the lasting contentment isn't in the thing. It helped me just let it go.
It redirects the search inward.
So, thinking about today's lesson again, how did you approach it this time? Has your perspective shifted on it over the years?
You know, I think early on, I understood lesson 128 more intellectually. Like, okay, I get the concept. But maybe I didn't fully grasp how it applies, like minute to minute.
Right, and the small stuff.
Yeah. Coming back to it now, especially talking through these examples, I feel it's practicality more. It's this ongoing invitation. Where are you placing your value right now? Are you seeking peace where it can actually be found? It's less about denying the world and more about seeing through the ego's valuation of it.
I feel that too. Revisiting it always deepens the sense of freedom, actually. Realizing the world, the ego's version, just doesn't have the goods it takes so much pressure off.
It really does. It points you back home, inside.
What really stands out for me in the text itself is that link between what we value out there and the chains we put on our own minds. Every external thing we decide is essential for our happiness becomes another bar on the door to our true self.
That's core point. The valuation creates the limitation.
So thinking about someone listening, maybe finding this idea quite challenging, what's one small practical thing they could try this week based on what we've discussed?
Maybe the next time you feel that strong pull, that wanting, whether it's for an object, praise, a situation turning out just so,
Yeah.
just pause for a second and gently ask yourself, what's the underlying feeling I'm really seeking here? Is it security, peace, love? And then just consider, is it possible this feeling actually comes from within and not from getting this external thing?
Opening up that question.
Just opening the question. No pressure to have the answer, just starting to look at a different direction for fulfillment, gently questioning those automatic desires.
A gentle inquiry. I like that.
And just to leave you with something to mull over, how might your life genuinely shift day to day if you truly live from the conviction that nothing the external world offers holds what you ultimately seek? What would change? If any of our listeners have thoughts or questions that came up during this episode,
We'd genuinely love to hear from you.
please feel free to email us.
The address is ACIM@theworldharmonyproject.org.
That's ACIM@theworldharmonyproject.org.
We look forward to hearing your perspectives.